Never make money so important in your life that you're willing to risk your life for it or put yourself in some sort of danger to obtain it. Because too often you see people that will put themselves in some sort of life threatening or risky situation. They'll put themselves in some sort of compromising situation so that they could get money quicker. They think that it'll get the money quicker, right? When in reality, when you see people who do stuff like that, like they don't usually end up getting the money that they wanted in the end, do they? This could be applied to anything. I mean, even if you think of a job, like a job that's dangerous, how much do they really pay people? Typically, like a dangerous job, yeah, they'll pay you good money, but you're most likely you're not going to get rich doing that. You're not going to get rich working at a dangerous job. Like this, I mean, maybe like a few, but majority of jobs, that are dangerous, you're not going to get rich doing those jobs, working there. Even if you think of law enforcement, like you're not going to get rich doing that, or the military. Like, people risk their lives, going to war, but okay, if they're doing it for money, I mean, they're only going to make a set amount, it pays the same as a job would. So why would they risk their life to, you know, get a paycheck? It just doesn't make any sense. It makes no logical sense whatsoever. When you look at people who do crimes and stuff, yeah, some people get away with it, but majority of people who risk their life doing some crime or something, it's like, okay, if they ended up getting, imprisoned or whatever for a crime, well, was it worth it? Like, is it worth, having to like do that time? Is it worth that risk to just in order to get some money? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Like, this is something that I don't hear people talk about this, and even on my channel, like, I'm not gonna talk about some shit that I've heard all the whole bunch of other people talk about. And yeah, I might even get less views because of that, but it's just I never heard anyone talk about why, like, how silly it is to try to put yourself in danger for money or some reward or something. It just makes no sense because when you look at some of the wealthiest people in history, did they put themselves in danger to get rich? I want you to really think about that. I mean, I don't know if this will get any views, but you know, if anyone so happens to come across the video, like, think about it. Does anyone put themselves in danger? Like any of these rich people, look up any billionaire, look up any wealthy person in history. Did they really put themselves in danger to acquire $1 billion or whatever? Did they? Did they really? And you could say that, yeah, they might have possibly, but not the type of danger you're thinking. Like, yeah, if you're rich, it's kind of, it's dangerous even just having that type of money, because, but really, they didn't have to, like, they didn't have to risk their health or their life or whatever to acquire that money. They just, they worked for it, yeah, but like 9 times out of 10, they didn't have to put themselves in a life-threatening situation, you know? And that's what most people don't understand when it comes to money. The saying, like, get rich or die trying. Yeah, okay, it makes sense. People need money, whatever. But to think that, these billionaires that you see, oh, well, they got help, or it was given to the, well, however they got their money, majority of wealthy people that you see, celebrity, whoever, billionaire, whatever, like, they, most of 9 times out of 10, they did not risk their life to get there. They did not risk their life to get rich. They simply found something they wanted to do, got in the industry, and worked for it. Yeah, they might have got lucky, they might have got help, whatever, but at the end of the day, did they have to risk their life in order to get it? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. It's silly. It's really, really silly. If you look at who's the wealthiest person in the world, they say it's Elon Musk. They say he's a trillionaire. They say he's the first person to be a trillionaire. Well, if I look at Elon Musk, right, and I think, okay, like, what did he do to get that money? Okay, he might be lucky. It was probably given to him, or whatever the hell he did. Did he have to risk his entire life to get that money? I don't think so. I don't think that he put himself in extremely dangerous situations, or, even if they did something illegal. It's like, okay, well, they did it in a way where they didn't get hurt. Like, they're smart enough to know that they're not gonna risk their life for money. They'll work for it, but they didn't have to put themselves in life-threatening, like, situations where it was like, oh no, if you do this, if you mess up, oh my gosh, your life or your money or whoever, your, family, whatever. I don't know. It's like they didn't put themselves in those type of situations. That makes no sense. Majority of people you see that do certain things like that, they actually end up making less money. They end up broke. I mean, look at YouTubers. Like, when you look at, I'd say, like, a lot of these streamers, YouTubers and streamers, like, they don't put themselves in a life-threatening situation to get views. Yeah, they probably do some dumb shit, but at the end of the day, how many have you seen put themselves in a life-threatening situation to get views? Yeah, a few, but it's rare. It's not something that you see people do, That's like extreme foolishness. Like, you can't expect to be extremely rich or successful if a person does that. Like, there has to be caution or checks and balances at play, so that, you know okay, yeah, I'm gonna, work towards getting rich. I'm gonna work on this thing. I'm gonna, that could be a goal, something that you're working towards. But if you're gonna try to put your life or health on the line to get some money, that defeats the purpose. Because I would say that your health is actually connected to the wealth that you can make. Because it's like, it just makes no sense. It's like, how could a person get rich if they hurt themselves, or if they get locked up, or some dumb shit? Like, how would that even be? That would really kind of mess up their chances. So I'm gonna be honest, like, I just think that all this mindset of trying to go to extreme lengths for money is pretty fucking ridiculous, because majority of wealthy people that we see didn't actually go to such extreme lengths. Yeah, they worked hard, but they didn't have to fucking risk their life for their future. No. Like, think about it. Like Thomas Edison, they said he had to make the light bulb 1,000 times or something. Okay, but did he fucking risk his life doing that? Did he put himself in extreme danger to make this light bulb? Like, come on now. Like, really think about it. Like, it makes no fucking sense why someone would do that. Yeah, he worked hard. He just kept getting after it, right? But he didn't like, oh no, if I touch this light bulb, everything explodes. It's like, no, it's like he worked on it. That's that simple. Look at any successful person, any famous person. They worked on it. They didn't have to put themselves in danger. And this is the problem, that like this people with that mindset, I personally don't think that they'll ever be very wealthy or rich, because it's like that's kind of like a poor mindset. And at the end of the day, to guarantee that a person becomes wealthy is to protect their health, protect their you know. But whatever, people do what they want, you know even working at like a dangerous job, putting themselves in dangerous circumstances for a paycheck, when there's a job where you don't have to do anything dangerous. Like, it just makes no sense. It's up to each individual person, though. It just comes down to preference. But if I'm believing that, oh, I'm gonna make money doing this thing, right? Let's say if I'm gonna start a business, right? And my goal is to make $1 billion or $1 million, whatever, any amount of money. But if I start this business and then soon after I realize, oh shit, this is dangerous as fuck, like, why would I do that? Why would I continue doing that? Why? It just makes no sense. Because if you were to, get hurt or in trouble, whatever, like, then your chances of getting wealth and making all this money are slimmer now. You reduce the chances of that. So it's just something that I've never heard anyone else talk about, and it's silly, but that's my point of view. I would hope that this video reaches enough people. If not, oh well. But if you agree, comment below what you think, and how does this make sense to you, or does it not? And don't forget, like and subscribe for more. Peace.